1, 0. Ignition, liftoff. Go Starlink to the Falcon, Space Force inaugural launch.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
What we want to do in Davos this year in this respect is to push the reset button. And we should look for solutions for the really fundamental issues. We should look at our future in a much more constructive, in a much more strategic way.
Phony baloney crisis to put Americans back where they belong, in dark rooms, glued to their televisions, too terrified to skip the commercials.
Well, I think...
NBC, you are here to listen and not speak. I think we should go with a good old-fashioned public health scare.
Yeah. We do have standards. This can't be a made-up disease. The only moral thing to do is release a deadly virus into the general public.
We do have something we've been holding on to, but it hasn't been tested. Get over here, NBC.
Well, we certainly believe in testing, but
So, we've got our deadly disease.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones.
An epidemic, either naturally caused or intentionally caused, is the most likely thing to cause, say, 10 million excess deaths.
Has anybody seen Contagion? Yeah, that's the answer. Go out and use genetic engineering to create a better virus.
Boris Johnson is tonight in intensive care at St Thomas's Hospital in London, suffering from the effects of coronavirus. Mr Johnson was admitted last night, but his office says his condition worsened during the course of this afternoon, and on the advice of his medical team, he was moved to the intensive care unit.
Today, I will be your Master of Ceremonies for Event 201. On behalf of our center and our partners, the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the goal of the Event 201 exercise is to illustrate the potential consequences of a pandemic.
Presented with this morning could easily become a shared reality one day. I fully expect that we will be confronted by a fast-moving, highly lethal pandemic of respiratory
various social media channels and cable networks. There's been some conspiracy theories that are around about the potential that pharmaceutical companies or the UN have released
governments
this
are
for their own
considering
benefit.
or have already implemented a range of interventions to combat misinformation. Some governments have taken...
I send you my warmest greetings and best wishes on the launch of the Great Reset.
Viral pneumonia has hit central China's Wuhan city. Authorities have reported 27 cases in total, 7 of which are critical.
Weather conditions expected to get worse. Emergency services say Australia is facing what could be its most dangerous bushfires ever, calling into question the strength of the country's policies on climate change.
We will march far down the road to realizing the 2030 agenda. The time for action is now. We need multilateral action by all governments, and we need them to work hand in hand with the private sector and the civil society. Global climate marches are sending a clear message.
Overnight, demonstrators had rampaged. The violence, the anger, and the flames, at times well out of control, continued until dawn.
Hospitals are facing more pressure throughout the UK, and NHS staff are having to juggle competing demands. As for hospital admissions, they are nowhere near the peak that they were in April.
When you look at the figures,
but they have been
actually
rising.
the number of cases is falling across the age ranges. Yes. The figures are used chosen to support the policy.
The policy of the government has been disproportionate in response to this threat.
The COVID-19 crisis has shown us that our old systems are not fit anymore for the 21st century. It has laid bare the fundamental lack of social cohesion, fairness, inclusion and equality. In short, we need a great reset.
The trigger for an acceleration of social and economic change as the time to learn and to improve on the world that went before. And that's why this government will build back better.
This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset. This is our chance to accelerate our pre-pandemic efforts to reimagine economic systems.
The future is already here. The future has begun. Why this fourth industrial revolution is so crucial? It's coming like a tsunami. Big issue in Davos will certainly be the future of global cooperation related to trade, environment, fight against terrorism, tax systems, competitiveness. That Davos is a place where the G20 agenda and the G7 agenda is prepared. We need collaborative efforts. And Davos has become the annual, most representative, high-level, multi-stakeholder summit.
In the long run, we also have to fix the system.
Fourth industrial revolution will not only change business models, but will deeply transform our economic, political, and social system.
An opportunity to seize something good from this crisis. Its unprecedented shockwaves may well make people more receptive to big visions of change. And as we move, therefore, we have a unique but rapidly shrinking window of opportunity to learn lessons and reset ourselves on a more sustainable path.